The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
Brought to you by
Horizon, a new loan product from Access Financial Services.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
brought to you by
Horizon, a new loan product from Access Financial Services.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
brought to you by
Horizon, a new loan product from Access Financial Services.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
The hip tones, I gotta
gosh,
tell you.
yeah.
Leroy Sibley's, man. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You like that song?
I love that song. It's one of my favorite old school songs, like from back in the day.
Yeah.
But like I have previous with it, because like me and Tom and Brethren did have to sing it for festival one year. Yeah, but I've done it.
Yeah.
I've performed it a few times.
I absolutely love that song. Whenever you hear it, you just think Sunday morning, you think grandmother, you think chocolate tea, you think mackerel and dumpling, you just think country vibe, roast breadfruit, cook up ackee and saltfish, and you just think family.
Yeah.
I absolutely love music from yesteryears. You know, on my radio show in my previous dispensation, I used to have what I called Old School Thursday, and I dedicated that day to play music from the 70s. I mean, well, as far back as even the 30s, you know what I mean? Yeah, because I think that music back then, Dennis, had a soul, had meaning, had a depth to it. From just how the instruments were played. It wasn't just, you know.
Well, it was instruments. That's the first thing.
Well, through.
It was a machine.
Through. It wasn't Pro Tools. Throughly.
So that's a major difference, you know? Yeah.
It's just like, you know, when you hear the guitar, you hear, as you said a while ago, the bass, you know, just the passion with which those artists presented the music. And I think that is why they have survived 4 generations. Because when you hear them sing, it sounds like it was made yesterday. And so I want to say big ups to the Heptones this morning. And all the persons, you know, big ups from the Sir Cox and Dodd era, Studio One era. You know, Cox and Dodd and Studio One was like the Jamaican Motown, you know, very gaudy type of thing.
If you want boss, that is the general route where you have to take. Definitely.
So I'm really liking that. Good morning to everybody in Corville Gardens. Corville Gardens, I mentioned because in that particular community, their avenues are named after musicians. So you have like Heptones, you have like Mystic Way, you have Bob Marley Close, or you know what I mean?
Okay.
So there is musicians. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I think, I've said it before, I like when we properly plan our communities and towns. And that we think even like that. So, you know, like we have Olympic Gardens, have street names that have a strategy behind it. Mona have street names that have strategy behind it. Your place there.
Duhaney Park. Authors, literatures. Literatures in English. So authors, you have Swift, Chaucer, Herrick, Longfellow, Bunyan, right? So. Lowell Avenue. Even what you call Sherlock. You know what I mean? Browing.
Yeah, definitely. And people who live there ought to know.
Wordsworth. Hello. Hearn. See that? Belloc. You see that?
You know the street they do?
I gotta tell you.
You know the street.
Lamin Avenue. That is. Hello.
Big up Duhaney Park.
Duhaney Park. Good morning to you. Kingston 20 massive.
I never forget when I was a little boy, I asked my mother who named Dwayne.
You know, may I cry for you, Daddy?
I asked my mother who named Dwayne.
No, it's Duhaney.
And why they call it Duhaney Park?
No. You say the innocence of children. That's it, but it's Duhaney Park. Good morning.
Well, I also asked my mother who named John.
Say John's Road?
No. Oh. And why John know everything.
You know, say, I don't know that one.
Everything, when they lick, like, everybody used to say, John know him.
Oh, John. You know, say,
like, Mom, who's John?
It's Jah. Rastafari.
And she's like, no, the Rastas say Jah.
Rastafari. You know, growing up too, I was fascinated with the Rastafarians, you know. I had a Rastafarian uncle of blessed memory, yes.
Morning, Uncle Linford.
Good morning, Uncle Prince.
Linford
Rest
Dean.
in peace, right? And them time the Rasta was Rasta, you know.
Righteousness.
Very, calm, loving, wise. There's just a peace that, you know, Rasta at that time emitted. And I remember, like, when we would go to the country, because my mom is from Westmoreland, good morning, Belmont. I'd be driving through Holland Bamboo, then he said, yesterday, the Rasta them, I wash them face with the coconut water, you know, them here and them kind of way. It's just a naturality. I used to see them with the chew stick.
Yes,
you know, the chew stick, you know, and then, but you know, we come from town, so seeing that up close, it was like, wow, you know, they were just so, but they always had like a positive word to give you, you know what I mean? And just that whole culture of Rastafari, it was very impressive to me.
My uncle Linford, he speaks with a stutter.
Yes.
And I remember me try open your cabinet, youngster.
Yeah,
me
yeah.
try open your cabinet.
Make you overstand.
Yo, they
Your cabinet.
And with him, well, what I always remember, say, him food did have to cook separate from our own.
Yeah, because no salt.
Yeah, and in pot them did have a different kind. You know, eat out in a pot with no meat cooking.
Yeah, no carcass to the body.
No.
And it's so funny how back then we would, often some people would scoff at or scorn.
Yeah, back in
that
the day, Rasta man,
right?
Your son,
some very pejorative terms.
Worse uptold people, your son got on a Rasta.
Some very
dirty
pejorative terms were used to describe our Rastafarians at that time. But it's funny how things come all the way around.
Full circle, yeah.
Full circle, because now a lot of people promote meatless Mondays, no salt, reduce your sodium.
But remember when the sister locking of the hair, it moved from dirty head Rasta to all the well-to-do women were doing sister locks,
right?
Yeah.
And now we have to meditate. Rasta did talk about meditation long time. Now I remember when Bob Marley and all the other Rastafarians used to have do their exercise, and people say, "What am I running up and down? They're mad people," and that's how they were categorized. And now you have gym everywhere. You know what I mean? Good morning to all the gyms across the nation. Good morning to my Spry family. Good morning to Express Fitness. You know what I mean?
Jex Williams,
because
morning.
now we realize that our health is our wealth. So it's a lot of things that we used to discard back then that we've now repackaged.
And we express thanks. We give thanks that as a nation we evolve and we learn and we grow, Speaking of thankfulness, the quote for today. So I'm hearing spa music in my ear. Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude. Gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may consist merely of words. Gratitude is shown in acts. That's a quote from Henri Amiel, a Swiss moral philosopher. So guess what? Give thanks.
We don't have no philosopher nowadays.
No, sir.
I think I'm a philosopher. I'm not a philosopher, Dennis. I've seen my videos all over. Videos that I've done from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, now being regurgitated and being reposted. And it's so funny how, at the time, again, people scoffed at it. But I have lived, thank you, Father God, I have lived to see so many now positing my ideologies, my perspectives, taking them on. And at the time, people, would have, some people, let me say, would have negative things to say or recoil, and now they have adopted same. So sometimes I wonder to myself, is it that we have a problem with the message or is the messenger? Because now I see other people.
Sometimes they're not ready for the message.
That is so true. I was before my time.
Jesus. Yeah, they did sacrifice Jesus and then look out after him.
Through.
At the side, blow up.
Through.
In the words.
I was before my time.
All right, so in the words of Mrs. Kitty, rest your brain. Rest your foreparts. Rest your body.
Yeah, you have to. And in true Kittilation style. And I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful to be alive, thankful to be well, thankful to be here with you.
Yes,
thankful to be here with you guys.
Thank you.
I want to just ask persons to be very careful and be very respectful to babies, toddlers, and children's space. Don't impose yourself on people's children. Don't touch people's children without their permission. Don't automatically think it's your right to do this to children, to do this to people's children. Your hands may be dirty. We don't want you to touch them. You're not allowed to impose yourself on people's children without their permission. I want people to understand that children are people. They're humans. They're not toys or dolls that you can just, how you doing? In people's faces, right? Sometimes when you have an all bout on your person, and you also may have different things on your skin that we don't want transferred to our babies. So please, if you could be so kind to respect the spaces of babies, of toddlers, of children, and even if you want to say hi, do so from a distance, like Bette Midler. Here endeth the reading from Kittilations 7, verse 11. Yes. Back off.
Distance, the world looks blue and green.
Right.
And
right.
All right. So guess what? We are rising this morning together. And guess what? As we rise, we give you this pocket of sunrise. We go to a break. We'll be right back.
get a sweetie.
Where you coming from?
Where you call me for?
No.
Me no know. Yeah.
Me soon come.
Me soon come. Yeah.
It's like bring the remote, come give me.
Yes, bring the remote, come give me. Yeah. Me like it. Yes.
Where you coming from?
Nobody. Me walk on me yard. The same thing I tell them. Yeah. You check your march here. One. Go along a class. Say me?
Me?
No. Me no know. Yes, that means I don't know. Good job. Give Miss Danielle. Say left me alone. Yes. Left me alone. Yes, come get your sweetie. Yes, welcomes.
How do you pronounce it?
Sit down.
We in this together. You are not alone.
The time by Sagicor is
6:15 a.m.
The road to recovery after a disaster is never an easy one. The National Housing Trust stands ready to support you with hurricane relief initiatives to help you recover stronger. With our peril insurance, payment relief moratorium, hurricane grants, and low interest rate hurricane relief loans, we'll help you restore your home and rebuild your community. Visit our website or your nearest NHT branch for further details. Conditions apply. NHT, the key to your home.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
Education is the greatest equalizer. It sets everybody on the same footing if you get that opportunity. So what happens when a child is not in school? It sets them back. So guess what? We have to raise over $150 million through the Sigma Run to make sure that we rebuild damaged schools in the West so our kids can get back to school, to learn, socialize, and to become their best selves.
'The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orvin Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
20 minutes after 6 o'clock here on this Thursday morning. It's 20 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, and it's right on time to present the headlines. A lady who sees in 20/20 vision when it comes to the theater. Go check out Rose of Sharon, people. Morning, Lady Teeks.
Good morning.
Good How morning. Are you?
Gentleman Dennis and Lady Mrs. Kitty.
Thank you, my love. Good morning. T-Kizzle up in the Palizza.
We're here with the headlines.
You know,
with the headlines.
How's the Rose of Sharon going?
I hear that. It's a one still?
Yeah, people really enjoy it.
I know I can't get in.
No, don't come yet.
I know,
I have a night, you know. I have a night. You guys come on my night.
I'm saving
on
it.
your night.
Yeah,
I'm saving it.
That's when
I'm
all
saving
my
it.
friends, family, you know, people I invite. They
So
come
just to
that
give,
night.
but you have to give us a heads up.
Yeah, man.
So I'm quite sure that people on
But
YouTube they'd want to
Me
come
don't want
too.
it reach March and it done, you know.
No, it's finishing May.
Oh, May.
Oh, great. Oh, we have time.
I'm no sorry,
Oh,
I have
great.
March in
You
my
have
head.
time.
Oh,
no,
great.
Man.
All
You're
right.
coming in March for my birthday.
Hold on, no. I was driving.
When is your birthday in
March the 30th.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're the 30th. I'm the 19th. AA is the 5th.
See
See that? That's
Yeah.
hot.
See there?
The
I
March
was
girls.
driving past the theater on, was it Saturday gone?
Every time I drive past it, I smile.
Hold on, I was driving past and I'm like, yo, the car park full. Man, I say, yo.
Thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. It's really a good show. People enjoying it. Come on out to the Little Theatre. Watch
Rose
Rose
of
of Sharon.
Sharon.
Don't take my word for it. Come on out and see it. No, people really enjoying it and have been sharing it with us how much they're enjoying it. So
Well,
we're
you know what? You
grateful for
worked
that.
hard at it and
Ma?
you put a lot in it.
Ma?
So, but you know what? As Dennis said, the temperature earlier. I was reading last night where there's going to be like a Caribbean chill or something.
Yeah. I saw that.
I want one.
But even yesterday morning,
Yeah.
I was at home before leaving out, and I'm like,
It cold?
It coldy, man. And the sun was out. It was kind of overcast, and I'm saying,
we're not surprised though, based on what's going on up north. It's
right.
So yeah, go. It always
we catch a cold.
When I looked at the forecast for the week, looking at a chill, cold front, looking at
so
there's
warm
a
up the
system.
babies, warm up yourself. And remember,
dress
don't
appropriately and put them in proper clothing as well. Also, given the bug that's going around, don't touch
I see
people.
some students, don't touch people,
Just
especially
don't touch
people's
people,
children. Because when people, especially mommies, when we launch out at you, don't bother say, you feel go so? Yes. I have to go so. And you're lucky today because you get it good. Remember, I told you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's going in a very precise direction. I think it's time for the headlines.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ready?
Ready? Pressure.
Ready. First up, PIOJ launches handbook to support reintegration of deportees and ex-offenders. So the Planning Institute of Jamaica, the PIOJ, has launched a handbook titled Living in Jamaica, a guide to services and support to aid the reintegration of deportees and formerly incarcerated individuals. The booklet was presented to Minister of State Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn and other stakeholders at the PIOJ's 10th National Symposium. PIOJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry emphasized the handbook's role in preserving dignity and ensuring societal inclusion. It compiles key services to assist individuals during their transition, and the initiative reflects the government's commitment to evidence-based policy and inclusive development.
I think that's a great thing. The truth is that what we need to remember is that not everyone who is a forced returning resident, who is a deportee, not everyone is a criminal, not everyone is a previous offender. And
may have been their first time.
No, it may very well be that they overstayed their time. They went there hoping to make something happen, and for one reason, Jamaican people say them catch up in argument with somebody and them call ice on them and them, you understand? May I call immigration or somebody on their job, something happened one way or another, and they said we're sending you back home. There are many people who are hardworking, honest, law-abiding citizens who are living living abroad. And they've been told to go back home, right? And they come back here with no frame of reference. They don't know how to come back. They don't know how to function. The last time they were here, they were very young. And they need something to help them transition back. And for those persons who don't think it's not important until they come here and they're forced to survive and then
turn to a life of criminality.
Turn into a life of crime. And so it is a reality that the state can invest some support and provide systems for helping them with their reintegration.
Absolutely, because not every one of them has family members, because some people say, so I'm to them family, but not everybody has family members, or even if you have family members, they are not able to take you in. And so when you want to cauterize or when you want to recidivism, right? Especially too, if they were criminals. Now, if me come and can't get no work or can't reintegrate properly and lawfully, well, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go back to what I know, to my baseline, which is you know.
Yeah. And that's a challenge. We ought not, because sometimes people end up in incarceration, and rather than being reincarcerated and then reintegrated, they end up in incarceration and become a better criminal.
True. Yeah. Because they would have learned from other criminals while they were there as to how to refine their craft.
And so sometimes there is a window of opportunity that they have to turn their lives around. Yes. And then when people feel like life is against me and the system is against me and this and that and so forth and so on, that window closes and then they go into survival mode and they remember what somebody in bars said and then try it and then they spiral.
I also think it's good, Dennis, because we also need, as even people outside of the deportee circle, just as regular citizens, to view them differently. So just like how, you know, you're trying to change the stigma that a lot of these people face and a lot of people give to them, when you open our eyes, like, you know what, wow, Dennis, I never looked at it like that, you know. Wow, I actually thought that, you know, everybody was just a criminal, you know, because you've heard this terminology, deportee, and so on and so forth, and you just automatically...
it's never positive.
Exactly.
Never
positive. Positive.
So it is also an eye-opener to re-socialize a society as to how to view those persons.
Right.
And that is why, and I was talking to someone at church recently, and she was saying, you know, many people don't know I'm a deportee. And I'm saying it's good deportees like you who need to tell your story and redefine the narrative around deportation. You know, because, I mean, there are, as I said, good people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also then is the truth of the matter too is, good people do bad things and bad people do good things.
True.
You can make a mistake in one fell swoop and your antecedents are all good and everything and something happened. Also, if somebody does their time, they've paid their penance, they've done the crime, they've done the time, people deserve a second chance too, because prisoner make for dog and anybody can go there. So sometimes, you know, we want to sit on a high horse and say, oh, that would never be me. Would never be you until you're put in that position. So to do, you know what I mean? So people do something wrong, they've done their time. Okay, let me see you do something different, because people can change. And even in the best of us, there is bad, and even in the worst of us, there is good.
The truth is that there are many people who are, for the past 15 years, they've been trying to dig themselves out of a hole that was created in 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
1 minute.
You know, it just in a moment. A misjudgment, a mistake, a poor choice.
And sometimes being at the wrong place at the wrong time too. You follow somebody, go somewhere, you get caught up in trees.
And 15 years later, they're still trying to recover from 15 minutes.
You know? So. Well, that's what I have for you this morning in the headlines. But of course, I'll be back at 7 a.m. for the morning news.
Looking forward.
Thank you so very much. The rose that keeps on blooming.
Ooh.
Well, that's all the time we have in our headlines this morning. We head to another break before we jump right into Morning Masterclass. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you don't want to miss this. Make sure you have your book and your pencil, because our professor is here. So please stay with us. You're watching CVM Sunrise.
Supply all of Jamaica with the highest standard of gas products to keep you safe and well taken care of. Choose well. Choose IGL.
The time by IGL is
6:30.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous bone combo for just $640. KFC.
Set, go. Question: what matters the most to perform your best on a Sigma race day?
Speed.
No, what really matters is what's in here, your heart.
Sagicor Sigma Run. Register now at sagicorsigmarun.com.
Deadline slipping? Projects veering off track? It's time to take control. Start with expert-led project management training from Project Management Global Institute. Gain the skills to plan, lead, and deliver projects on time and on budget. Turn chaos into clarity and stress into success. Explore opportunities today by contacting 876-754-3764 or www.pmglobalinstitute.com.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
When opportunity comes knocking, grab it. When I got my piece of land, I saw more than just soil. I saw a future. With a JN Bank small business loan, I grew that dream and built a better life for my family.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit jnbank.com or contact us on WhatsApp at 876-295-1298 to get started.
All right. Welcome back, Sunrisers. Well, for a lot of us, owning a car feels like freedom. No waiting on nobody, no begging a ride. You just gas up, which is harder than it seems sometimes.
I gotta tell you.
Grab your keys, if you can find them, and go. But the truth is, rushing into your car ownership can sometimes put more pressure on your pockets than peace of mind. And in this morning's masterclass, which is brought to you by JN Bank, we're joined by the one and only financial educator, Carlton Stewart. He's Carlton G. Stewart on all platforms.
Yes.
He's going to be talking about what it really takes to prepare for car ownership. And of course, we've gotten, especially when it's your first car.
Yep.
Yeah, when it's your first car, it's a big deal.
Yep.
I remember, what was your first car, Kadi?
A Toyota Corolla, a white one, with a nice spoiler on the back, and it was great, and I loved it. And that was when I put the SpongeBob car seat and everything.
I remember that car.
Yeah.
Whoa, I remember that.
I got a car when my mom got me a car when I was 18. My 18th birthday,
Nice.
My sister had one, I had one. So it was like our sister car. So Jordan had her Corolla, I had my Corolla. Love my car. What was your first
car was an old Honda Prelude.
Honda Prelude.
I really love
Honda Prelude.
You know, man, I love Honda Prelude. And I did have a Honda Prelude. But that car that broke down more than how it drives.
Me, my love, from me I wash my car one day, my nail broke. I never want to wash it back. The way the nail broke, I was like, these are the things.
What was your first car, Carlton?
That was a Mitsubishi Lancer.
Oh, me Lancer.
Lancer was that thing, because you wanted super pay.
Yeah. One car named Levin.
Yes.
Toyota
Levin was two-door car, two-door kind of sports car.
Levin was actually a special version of a Corolla.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Corolla Levin, actually.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
When Levin did around the place.
To me, it was a thing.
I didn't know that.
It was a thing.
But Lancer did have it
time.
You know, we have a time to Nissan Sunny.
Sunny have a time.
Nissan Sunny was a thing one time.
But I'm glad that we can all reminisce on our first vehicles, because for many of us, when we passed the first, second, third, fourth, we're like, sure, it's a car right now, but for many people, their first car,
that was a big deal.
It's a big deal
my first car was a big
for you
deal.
to jump into that.
When you wake up in the morning, actually like a people, like, wow.
Sometimes you get in bed, check outside the car still out there. I remember waking up and check outside the car still there. I want to make sure. So it's a big deal. I came off set about July of last year, and a young man came to me when I stepped out and said, hey, Carlton, I want to buy my first car. You can see the beam and the light in the eyes. And I say, yo, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. Help me along the journey for me, please. And I stopped and I said, what kind of car you wanted to buy? He tell me the kind of car, and I said, pause. Can you afford to buy the car?
Yes.
I say, really, cars, the payment are going to run me like one X amount of money in me. I said, hey, stop. Let us plan this out. When do you want to get this car? By September, I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. This is July. September, it's not going to happen. Let's put a plan in place. We put the plan in place, and then December 6th, I saw the young man. This is about 6 months after, or 5 months. And I said, yo, sir, come here. I said, what going on? He said, see the car here? The man was so excited about the car, because the car there now, based on the plan. And it's so important when it is that you want to jump into your first car, you want to look at a clear timeline. When do you want to get the car by? So we can plan accordingly. You can't wake up today and say you want the car tomorrow if it's your first car. We have to plan towards it, and that makes sense. Number two, if you're going to be financing the car, for example, you want to know what can the bank or the credit union lend you.
Yes.
So it's always good to go and ask questions.
Yes.
Who have the better option? The bank give a better rate, the credit union give a better rate. What can I afford here or there? It's always good to just go around and ask the different questions. Yeah. And number three, I want you to shift your mindset, because when you own a car, many other things change.
Yeah.
A lot of things change. And sometimes if you don't fix your mindset, when the things come on the car, you're not ready for it. Yeah? You have bills that come sometimes. When Miss Kitty says she wash the car and her nail box, she never bargain for that any at all. Then his car start break down, he never bargain for that any at all. But it's a part of ownership of a vehicle.
Maintenance.
So you have to make to be mind, make to say, here, some things are going to come with this car, and I'm going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, I always say the important part of the easiest thing is to buy it, but the maintenance, the tires, the gas, the everything, the windshield wiper thingy. Everything. Oh my God, they didn't have something named carburetor.
But you know what it licked me? Why I tried to buy my first car the year before I actually got my first car. You know what happened to me? I couldn't buy it because when I go to the bank and I go through the process, my license was young. And the car that I wanted at the time, it did have turbo upon it. So the young license and the fast car, the insurance was so high. Exactly. I couldn't manage. I have to step back. And then, of course, it was taking too long. I never have the money. A car did get sold, somebody move on.
Exactly.
But like that insurance cost there threw me off, blew me. Yeah, man, definitely.
So the something around thing. So the first thing we want to cover is that exactly what the total budget this car is going to cost you. Because sometimes we look at just the monthly payment only or the upfront cash if you're buying it cash. But there are several other costs, as Dennis mentioned. The insurance is a major one. So if it's your first car, sometimes that means you're young. If you're a male, for example, below the age of sometimes 25, insurance companies will give you a much higher premium. Why, you may ask? You are at risk. At 25, you're going to drive much faster. Me at my big old age, because you see me a cruiser.
Remember I told you,
barely bought. I'm not in any rush right now. And I got two.
And some Celine there.
We're driving very, very slow. But a young youth right now are scared from the toll right now. So the insurance companies, obviously, they are going to give you a much higher premium. If your license is young as well, obviously you don't have much experience on the road. So the insurance cost. So shop around, call the insurance companies. My license is 1 year old. I'm buying this car. What's the premium going to look like? You want to know that. You have fuel cost. Find out how big the engine is, for example, how much mileage full it, how much liter of gas full it. So you have an idea if it's a 15,000, I'm going full it tank. Is it 8,000?
Some people are gas guzzler.
Exactly. Or how efficient it burns the gas. Ask the questions around. Go on YouTube, information is there. You have the lifestyle, you have fitness. Those are the total costs that you have to factor in. And then you have the servicing of the car. You have the maintenance of the car. Sometimes tire one change. Sometimes different things happen.
Servicing.
That's the total package of what this car will cost you monthly. You want to ask those things. Number two, you want to look at, am I going to buy the car cash? Or am I going to take out a loan to purchase the car? Because it's your first car. If you're going to do cash, that is good. Because guess what? There's no interest payments. You have more room for negotiation. Somebody may list their car for $2.5 million. If you have the cash of 2.3, chances are the person who's selling me said, all right, 2,350. Because you have the cash readily available and nobody wants to go away from the cash. So you may get a better deal. However, if you are financing, which is also an option as well, I want you to remember, right now in the market here in Jamaica, motor vehicle loan rates are starting about 8.99% right now. 8% you're averaging.
Is that good, Carlton?
It's good and bad because it's where the market is at now. Times gone by, we were at 7.5, almost at 8. But now the market has shifted and the rates of motor vehicle loan 9 to 15. 15 is high. If someone gives me a 15% car loan, just walk away right now. Because 15% is generally a very, very high. That's a general unsecured rate maybe a year or two ago. So you want to check on that as well. Sometimes in most cases you get a longer term when you take out a car loan. That makes the payment a little bit easier, but it's overall more expensive than if you go a cash route. Because if you buy the same car for $2.5 million, but you don't pay the loan in 5 or 6 years, you may be paying.
Is that the higher purchase concept?
Yeah. So you pay a much higher. on the back end. But you will do the trade-off to see if you want this car now versus waiting 5 years' time. Because by the time you save again, then the cost of the car may have gone up. So you must know what you want now. But both options, they are workable. If you're taking out a car loan, you want to ensure that the repayment is not more than 20% of your take-home salary. No more than 20%. So if you're earning, for example, 150,000 Jamaican dollars, you don't want a car loan to pass $30,000, roughly. If you're earning $200,000, you don't want it past 40, 45-ish, thereabouts. You want to check to see is my income able to afford this car payment. That is very important. I know you may be earning 100,000 and say, boy, I can't pay $50,000 because I can afford it. But remember, I told you all the other costs involved, and you have to live as well. So you don't want to be able to pay for the car and you can't go out.
You buy a car and it become a
burden on you.
Albatross around you.
You can't go out again. You can't go to the friend. You can't drive, go nowhere. What was the purpose of you getting the car in the first place?
You have the car, but you can't drive it because you can't afford to put gas in it.
You can't put gas in the car. So those are some things I want to consider.
Or it wants service, and you can't service it.
Yeah,
so you have to park it.
Which doesn't make any sense because the purpose of the car in the first place is to go about your business, convenience. Yeah. You want to ask yourself, do you want a new car or a used car? That is so important if it's your first car. I know many of us may want to jump into a new car right off the bat. But if you can't afford a brand new car, used cars are an option as well. The market is shifting, it is changing. There are several influx of Chinese vehicles now in the market, which makes new car ownership much more easier. So you'll find times gone by, a $2 million or $3 million will give you a used car. Now, you're getting brand new vehicles at $3.5 million.
Brand new vehicle with some level of warranty and maintenance.
With
and
6-year warranty, 7-year warranty, 5 years free service. So when you look at those things, you're like, I want a new car. And I'm going to tell you not to get a new car if you're going to be able to save on the servicing for 5 years. To save on other things. So you want to check new or used, and the Chinese dealers, they are giving you a lot of options now. I check about 4 or 5 different Chinese options now in the market that is booming, literally booming. But when you choose a new car, we want to jump over to the resale value. Remember, it's your first car. So chances are you're going to sell that car at some point in time. The resale value of the car is so important because you buy the car for $4 million. 3 years down the line, you want to sell it. The loan is at $3 million after 3 years. You check the value of the car, $2 million. So that means if you sell this car now, you can't pay off the loan. So if you're buying certain cars, especially brand new cars as your first car, make up in your mind, I'm going to keep this car then for 8 years, for 10 years, and it's your first car. Because the value of a new car depreciates much faster than the loan. That's just the harsh reality. So when you're buying a new car, if you don't want to keep the car for 8 or 10 years, put a deposit down on the vehicle at 10%. So when you are ready to sell the vehicle, you have enough money or equity in the vehicle to pay off the loan balance. Those are important things when you're buying your first car. I know it look nice. No, I want a new car right now. I'm going to buy that car right now. But what happens when you want to sell a car 5 years' time, 3 years' time? What's going to happen? So this is so important. And my last point is lifestyle fit. Does this car I'm buying now fit my lifestyle? It's your first time you're buying a car. Where you buy a Tacoma and you're single and it's you alone. You're buying this big old vehicle. You're going to drink the gas. You're 22 years old, for example, because maybe your other friends have something of similar.
But that's a challenge. Some of the times the vehicle that people want, it's not their lifestyle fit. They're trying to buy a vehicle for the lifestyle that they're aspiring to that they don't reach yet.
And that is so important. You don't want to take up a vehicle now, as Dennis mentioned, because your future self just said, no man, I just saw my Mr. Reach already. Where are you now? You're not there yet.
So Shana can't buy an X10. You understand? Like, why? Like, Shana can't, why?
Very licious sweet treats.
Buy a very licious vehicle.
Because you want to pack up everything in
You remember when we could come in them Cherry QQ?
Cherry QQ. Yes. One of the brands now that are here, they actually bought out that are the same company that is bringing these new cars in now.
Oh, okay.
So at that time, Cherry QQ wasn't a thing. It never took off. But now in the market, they have rebranded and come back at a takeoff now. So it's a times change and the market has shifted. So you want to be able to know what fits my lifestyle. You're a little single girl, you can't get first car, you can be a little fit.
A mom's. That's why they are mom's.
Car. You can have a small car, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You mentioned your first car, I mentioned my first car. It wasn't what I'm driving now. It wasn't the X20 that Dennis has now, or the X30 Mosquito have now. No. It was the Toyota, what's this one?
Yeah, Corolla.
The Corolla.
It was a used car.
And yours was what again?
A Honda Prelude.
Honda Prelude. Never can I carry that. And mine was a Lancer.
Yeah.
So it is okay to start small. Nothing is wrong.
And then
with
you can be
starting
like
small.
Kadeen. One day she's saying, you know what my dream car is? Not knowing that she's standing in front of our dream car. You know, I really love this car. One day I'm gonna get this car. I promise myself, not knowing that one day is today. That was the greatest punk ever.
I remember that show. It was so good.
I was just trying to survive in these streets.
It was just thoughtful and nice. Yeah, it was good.
Lord, please bless me. Enlarge my territory.
One day, this car is going to be me. Good morning, Nicholas Hudson. Good morning, Stewart's Automotive. Mr. Irma, one day. Hi, Kim Bernard. I'm like, God, one day it's going to be me. Because anybody who knows me knows a Range Rover is my dream car. Like, so I never thunk it. Like, but I'm so grateful.
I moved from a Nissan. I moved from a Toyota Corolla.
What would have a Monterey Sport?
Yes.
I did have two Pajero.
It took time.
You know what? All right, come on, some business.
You have two Pajero. You weren't doing too bad for yourself.
You know what? Thank you, God.
You finished law school and you get a Pajero.
But my point is,
we were there.
It left from one stage to another. Bam,
take your time.
Take a creep before you walk.
Creep before you walk. Walk before you run. Take your time. Just don't waste your time. And don't in your basket higher than where you can reach it. Okay? And that's the lesson for today. Thanks so very much to Carlton G2 on all platforms for yet another insightful Money Masterclass made possible by
JN Bank.
That's right. Now don't drive off yet. Hold your keys, because up next we're going to be celebrating the island's capital with the annual parish salute. Please stay tuned. There's much more to come right here on Sunrise. Vroom, vroom.
Opportunity comes knocking, grab it. When I got my piece of land, I saw more than just soil. I saw a future. With a JN Bank small business loan, I grew that dream and built a better life for my family.
Start your journey with a JN Small Business Loan with small business loans as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million. Visit jnbank.com or contact us on WhatsApp at 876-295-1298 to get started.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu. As you're thinking chicken, get the famous combo for just $640. KFC.
Employers, once a month, you have the power to shape Jamaica's future. By paying your hard 3% contribution, you're not just contributing, you're investing in people, in skills, in our economy. Your hard contribution trains working-age Jamaicans, aligns programs with workforce needs, and secures our future. That's not just contribution, it's transformation. Contribute to heart and to your future.
Stir fry, then you do the walk, the donate walk, then you run, and then you run, and then you wheel and come in, then you donate to educate, donate to rebuild the school, donate, whether small, whether big, anything at all you can donate, come out of your pocket, come out of your wallet. We need all of the donations now. Ding dong, ravers, Sagittarius, register now.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu. As you're thinking chicken, get the famous combo for just $640. KFC.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Thank you so very much for staying with us, and we are always happy to have you here. It's Thankful Thursday, and we're thankful for all of your eyes, all of your support. And please remember, when you go on our YouTube channel, to hit the like and the subscribe button, and please do spread the word wherever you are in the world. Now, it's early beginnings to its many rebuilds, the capital city of Kingston. Good morning to all Kingstonians, right? And Kingston has always found a way to rise, okay? And that's exactly what's being celebrated at this year's Salute to the Parish, hosted by the Institute of Jamaica. Joining us this morning, our curatorial assistant at the National Museum of Jamaica, John Shorter, and chair of the event committee, Jacqueline Boucher, to tell us how Kingston's music, fashion, food, and history will all be celebrated this Friday. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
How are you?
Very well. Now, Jackie, we're seeing a lot of items this morning, and it's bringing me back to my social studies, history class, civics, some of it as well, and just to celebrate Kingston. Talk to us about this celebration, and how long have you been doing this?
This is the 8th staging of Salute to the Parish. And so it's 8 years that we have been doing it. What is Salute to the Parish?
Yes.
Salute to the Parish is an event hosted by the Institute of Jamaica where we celebrate and preserve the history of each parish. We highlight what is special about the parish. Now, we know that each parish is unique.
Yes.
It has its own unique history. The people, they even talk different in some parishes.
We were just talking about it earlier this week.
Yes. So by looking at the uniqueness of each parish, the tangible and intangible culture, it is really not just educating, but encouraging and showing, highlighting what is good and what is special about the parish, and allowing the parishioners to be proud of who you are, and also how it shapes the national identity of who we are as Jamaicans.
Nice.
You know, one of the things that I often like to point out is that, as you said, every parish has its own cultural dynamism, which is what makes us unique. And sometimes Kingstonians are not made to feel that like they have it too. You know, because it's so much about the business and the urbanization and the economy, that there is a lot of rich culture that emanates from the space. John, I mean, some of the things that we have even here are such important elements of the historical record. And of course, Kingston is so blessed with the responsibility of keeping the historical record. What are some of the things that we see here and you have the pleasure of stewarding?
All right, so this year's Salute to Kingston, the theme is calling Kingston the Phoenix City of fashion, music, and culture. And so what we're focusing on is all the different times that Kingston has had setbacks in its historical record, and all the times it's bounced back like a phoenix, you know, coming back from
For example, I mean, I think of the Port Royal earthquake. I think about the fire.
Exactly, start right there. So you were asking about the cannonball and the tankard at the end of the table over there. So Kingston was born in the rubble of the earthquake of Port Royal in 1692. So that cannonball and that tankard represents the kind of naval warfare that was going on in Port Royal. And of course, that earthquake that sunk 1/3 of that city and then spearheaded the migration from Port Royal into what would then become Kingston. Next to it is a Zemi from Rennock Lodge, because we can't have any discussion about Jamaica without talking about our indigenous Taino. And so the Taino were coastal dwelling people.
I mean,
I can.
If you could come around and pick it up.
Sure. We have to draw that in like history
Yes,
class.
I remember.
You see,
So,
Exactly. So Zemis were the effigies of the gods and spirits of the Taino, and they had many different settlements along the coastal areas of Jamaica. Right.
Okay.
So this was excavated from Rennock Lodge right here in Kingston.
Wow.
And so given, Kingston was bouncing back, was being created from this earthquake, we had several different fires in the 19th century.
Yes.
And two of them, Matchman's Fire and Fisherman's Fire, were actually started in foundries.
Yes.
And so Kingston was again coming back with its industrial activity.
Yes.
Lots of foundries making pewter pieces like these ones. But then again, we had 1/10 of the city go up in flames between 1843 and 1863. But still, we pressed on.
Rise,
we had lots of different investments, lots of different businesses coming to the fore in industries such as baking, electricity, tobacco.
Yes. So before bread was in like the bags that we now have on shelves in supermarkets, I remember seeing that they were actually in those tins and they would be delivered, right? Before we had milk. That's Excelsior. Do you know that? Yes.
Excelsior founded in 1911, and that's just after our 1907 earthquake. So see another setback that we bounced back from, right?
Nice.
In 1924, JPS turned on its first power station at Gold Street in Kingston. This is one of the very first steam valves used there. Again, looking at Kingston resurging from all of these setbacks. Because remember, back in the day, we burned fuel. Now, back in the day, electricity would be generated from steam.
Yes.
And so these valves would be used to control those valves.
Oh, wow. And there's a Gold Street that's right there, right?
Right there in downtown.
Wow.
There's so much history happening
You see
here.
that?
Exactly.
Wow. The key to the city over there.
Exactly. So this was presented by Mayor Desmond McKenzie to Irv McKinley in 2004.
Nice.
And so the keys have been distributed to many different significant figures over the course of Kingston history, and this is just one of the examples of that. And then, of course, we have all of the hurricanes, from Hurricane Charlie in 1951 to Gilbert in 1988 to Melissa to now, have been the basis from which we have been able to launch our cultural atmosphere. So we have the development of ska and reggae coming in after the 1950s.
Yes.
Dancehall exploded into popularity after the 1980s.
Yes.
And we just want to remind the parish of Kingston and the wider Jamaica that we can rebuild, we can rise again, just like the Phoenix.
Just like the Phoenix. Jackie, him no work. I want to give him a round of applause. Let me tell you. His last name is shorter, but it ain't shorter nothing.
It sounds like you have 2 PhD.
Remember I told you, hello please. So Jackie, persons I'm quite sure would be intrigued by all of this presentation and they want to come and celebrate and be a part of it. So where is this event going to be?
We are going to be in St. William Grand Park. That's downtown Kingston Parade, one of the busiest space in Kingston. Tomorrow, that's Friday, January 30th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the park.
Okay.
All right, so
is it free to enter?
It's free to enter. We are encouraging all persons to come.
So what will they come and
especially if you're
enjoy?
born under the clock.
So tell me what they're
going
to
enjoy. There's going to be exhibitions, educational displays. There are going to be presentations. As John mentioned, we are featuring fashion, cuisine, music.
Nice.
So our presenters for each segment, we have for cuisine, pot full of flavor, the melting pot of, you can come to Kingston, the fanciest restaurant,
that is right,
and a cocoa bread,
Yes.
from one extreme to the next. So we have Mrs. Jane Jerry, Cultural Arts Development Specialist from JCDC. She will be presenting on cuisine. For the fashion segment, fashion over style. From when the cruise ship would come in the 1950s and they come off and go to all the fancy stores along King Street, to the styles we have now, which is kind of almost nothing in terms of pieces of garment. So it's from one extreme to the next. Quindell Ferguson.
Yes, Quindell, we know Quindell.
Dealing with that segment. And then the segment on music. Feel the rhythm, feel the vibe. We have 2 presenters. Captain Hugh Dowes, lecturer from Caribbean Military Academy School of Music, and also Adissa Swaby from Rockers International. So they will be there, the turntable will be there, the big sound boxes will be there. They will be presenting on the segment on music. So we are encouraging you, come out, learn, have fun, as well as learn about our history so that we can help to preserve it and be proud of it.
I love it. As a Kingstonian,
Yes.
I think we should all go to St. William Grand Park tomorrow and learn about our history so we can be proud of our
I think
parish.
the schools, especially the Kingston schools and also the out-of-parish schools.
And we do have schools coming out to support a number of schools, but even if you didn't indicate, you are welcome.
Lovely. Definitely. This is...
Yes.
This is an opportunity for the history lesson to come alive. So, of course, do get it done. All right? Our guests have been Jacqueline Boucher, the chair of the Salute to the Parish Committee, alongside the very capable John Shorter, the curatorial assistant at the National Museum of Jamaica. After the break, TK is going to take over with your 7 a.m. news update. We'll be right back.
Chicken mega deal, super chicken mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
Pop it, chop it, top it, crunch it, share it. However you choose to eat it, you can be sure you're getting gluten-free goodness, proven to lower blood sugar and cholesterol in every sweet, savory, spicy, or classic variety of the Blue Diamond standard of almonds.
Do you recognize the signs of dengue? Look out for these symptoms: high fever, severe headaches, joint and muscle pain, skin rash, nausea, and pain behind the eyes. If you experience these symptoms, rest, stay hydrated, and take paracetamol for pain relief. If symptoms persist beyond 3 days or worsen, such as persistent vomiting, severe abdominal pain, or difficulty breathing, seek medical attention immediately. Early treatment can save lives. Know the signs, act fast, together we can beat dengue. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness and PAHO.
Chicken mega deal, super chicken mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640.
Welcome to Morning News. I'm TK Dawkins. Following a year defined by historic devastation, the Jamaica Fire Brigade has announced the full implementation of a modern fire management software as of January 23, 2026. The digital upgrade arrives as the brigade works to stabilize operations after a disaster-heavy 2025 marked by the devastating passage of Hurricane Melissa. Crystal Williams tells us more.
Commissioner Stuart Beckford describes 2025 as an active year for the brigade, intensified by a major disaster in the final quarter. He explains that the surge was driven by significant increases in bushfires and a growing demand for special services. While providing statistics, the newly launched fire management software will track, he reports 21,699 incidents for last year, to be exact, a 13.7 increase since the previous year.
So for last year, genuine fires stood at 11,048, which is a 13% increase over the previous year, where we had 9,775. And chief among that, the largest chunk of that was really responses to bushfires, which continues to be a very worrisome thing for us.
Bushfires, sometimes caused by human activity such as the improper disposal and burning of garbage, land clearing for agricultural uses, or by natural causes. According to the commissioner, bushfires remain at a consistently high level.
So last year we would have responded to 5,710 such incidents, and that's a 26% increase over the previous year, where we had 4,523.
While reporting on structural fires, he delivered increasing statistics for commercial buildings. However, the data for residential buildings hums a more optimistic tune.
Commercial building fires went up by 3.7%. We had 378 in 2024 as opposed to 392 last year. Residential fire, which was a little bit of a concern to us in relation to the numbers that we were seeing last year. We saw a slight reduction in that, moving from 1227, that's 1,227 in 2024 to 1,163 in 2025.
Reporting for CVM News, I am Crystal Williams.
There's a call from the principal of one of the country's community colleges for partnership and national alignment to ensure the sustainability of the science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics, the STEAM program. More from Curlin Brown.
Principal of Knox Community College, Dr. Davy Ramjeet, says when thinking about a model for an ecosystem, it's more than just experiences through research sitting in one's own spaces.
It can be lived experiences by traveling abroad. So we're engaging culture, we're socializing, and sometimes we have to really reconsider at what point in our implementation process the things become real.
In that context, she adds, each time government invests on traveling for study tours, it's a future investment or return on investment for those who benefit to know what is a best fit going forward. Principal Ramjeet, who was the guest speaker at the Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts and Mathematics STEAM Week 2026 public lecture and symposium, stresses she's very keen on policies, not politics.
Across both governments of Jamaica, they have invested heavily in education. What I'm not keen on is how heavily invested we have been in recreating our ecosystem for the next 50 years.
She reminds in many spaces the political agenda may change.
We are at a point now we have to agree about the creation of an ecosystem that will transcend whomever is in power. And education is that one ecosystem that must be maintained across any political sphere.
Meanwhile, included in her presentation on implementing STEAM education in Jamaica, the Chinese ecosystem model, Principal Ramjeet references the 2023-24 STEAM report from Jamaica College JC, which showed improved student engagement and teacher feedback. However, in addition to being taken aback, most in attendance were unaware of the program at one of the country's oldest secondary institutions. She's hoping the recommendation the model be replicated is actually being processed.
It would have been nice to see secondary principal among us to determine whether or not they have accepted, they have seen, they have some knowledge. I know they have two robust organizations, APVP and JASP. I am very hopeful that that is pending or being implemented as we speak.
As it relates to the Chinese mature STEAM ecosystem, she points out everything there is purposefully industry linked. A reminder, it's not enough to consumerize the expression innovation. Among her calls for action, greater involvement of our partners. And of the recommendations to ensure STEAM is not just an educational fad, but a driver of national development which will, among other things, prepare students for global competitiveness, a sustainable and culturally grounded ecosystem. Curlin Brown, CVM News.
In sports, Jamaica's young reggae girls picked up their first win in round one of the CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup qualifiers after shutting out hosts Aruba 2-0 on Tuesday after a scoreless first half.
Match day one at the 2026 CONCACAF Women's U17 qualifiers continues with the curtain raiser in Group D as Jamaica take on Guyana. Pushed over the bar. Joseph's left-footed cross on the deck, not dealt with convincingly, and Chazels is there! Alexandria Chazels with a tap-in the 74th minute. Well, punched up in the air by Mars. Danger here. Jamaica claiming it was across the line, a goal line clearance from the Lady Jags. The shot comes in and finds the back of the net. Nicolette Prendergast from distance equalizes. And there is the full-time whistle.
And that's it for Morning News. Join us again at noon for more from our news and sports desk. I'm TK Dawkins. Sunrise continues after this.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
Power in great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and Charles.
No frills, just great prices at Courts. We don't just talk about it, we got it. Get the best in quality and prices on appliances, electronics, furniture, and much more. That's not all. Get up to 40% off select items. Shop today, pay later with Courts Ready Finance. It's no frills, just great prices. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply. Offers end January 31st, 2026.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents. Number 4, submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with peace of mind.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell a ring, knife and fork a fight for dumpling, booyaka booyaka for shabba ranking, shabba rank disappear. When me say, you mad the down to the base, you add the key, put the down to the key and turn them in a donkey. Yes, Rexton Ralston, Fernando Gordon from Seaview, get him a preview. Shabba, the Grammy kid, gotta
but
tell you.
Why are we kicking off with this segment with Shabba? Because guess what? Back in the day, this was like the quintessential jingle where school picnic always say.
Yeah.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell a ring, knife and fork a fight for dumpling.
Yes.
And guess what? School children and getting them to school on time safely is so important. And it's a priority for parents everywhere, especially for those who not able to drive the children and drop off and drive and all those things. We rely on public transportation. Now, technology is helping to make that process even smoother, getting them to school. We have a rural bus system, but guess what? We're learning more about this rural bus program. It's equipped with advanced safety and monitoring features, including real-time GPS tracking, so you know where you're picking it there.
Yes.
Speed control and mechanical alert systems to help reduce accidents and improve overall safety. And we have the corporate communications manager at the JUTC. She is Chantal Thompson. She joins us to explain how it works and what parents need to know. Chantal.
Good morning, Chantal. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
From after Hurricane Melissa to now.
Yes. I need to use that song, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for our ad.
Yeah.
You just gave me an idea.
Hello. We won't even charge you. Just, you know, just hire us, you know. Jingles for JUTC.
After we get clearance, of course.
Absolutely. Good morning.
Yeah,
but I mean, so much has changed in terms of the transportation of our children since the establishment of the rural transport system. But from where you sit, how successful has it been? What's the uptake like?
So we did a pilot last year, June.
Right.
And we launched officially, I think, last year, September. When school opened, 4th, 5th, right? It's been really good because parents love it, and I'll give you one of the things that we're pushing is safety, reliability, and affordability. And affordability really hits home for the parents in rural Jamaica.
Yes.
When we did the pilot in Portland, did you know that it's almost $1,500 a day?
Wow.
Now imagine if you have two kids with the national rural school bus system, it's $50. One way go and $50, you know, to come back. So that's $100.
Oh, wow.
So
because so many children in the country, they have to walk one long distance to get the transport, then the transport to take you to another transport.
Right, and then take you to the school.
So, wow. So $1,500 now versus $100.
Right.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Love it. And then another thing too is the safety of it. So one of the cool features that we're pushing and why we want you guys to go cashless is when you tap on, when you board the bus or when you exit the bus, it alerts your parents.
Love it.
That's a big game changer.
Yes.
Because you know I say, oh, Chantal, no reach for our bus, yes?
Yes.
You're looking for, I think that's brilliant.
Yes,
brilliant.
And that's why we want you to go cashless. And say, for example, which it's unlikely to happen, if the bus goes off route, we have an AVL system that monitors and it alerts that. It monitors the drivers, we have GPS tracking, and we have cameras. We have at least 6 cameras on the buses, so we can watch and, you know, and monitor.
The children on the bus.
Yes.
But like, I'm just thinking, in terms of myself as a parent, I mean, my child is not old enough yet, but I just, based off of how him already stay, picnic lose them things. Picnic lose them money. And I would much rather top up once a month or once a week, whatever, and top up your card, and you go and you go and you go on the bus. I don't want you with the money. I don't want to hear to come home and say, why you reach school later? Why you reach because somebody thief my
or I use it to buy lunch, extra lunch,
or I'm saving.
Or they saw a toy at the school gate that a vendor has and they spend the money. So Chantal, this is really revolutionary though, Dennis. And I know for a lot of parents, this will give them peace of mind. Because now I can know exactly what time you went on the bus. I know exactly what time you came off the bus. So I can track you and have some kind of tab on you. So how is it then though that persons can top up and get this card?
Perfect. So you could top up by visiting the JUTC website at jutc.gov.jm and it takes you directly to online platform. And
so you don't have to go anywhere?
No, we're digital.
I was thinking that it's easier because you can just go to an outlet.
To register, you have to register first, which is you go on jutc.gov.jm to register for the student transportation card.
On screen,
Right, and then you pick up the card at your school. Now to top up, right now it's going to be the Bill Express outlet. But coming soon, we have an app that you can just do it online.
Nice.
Right. So it's all Bill Express outlets.
Let me just ask this, so Chantal, because as much as we're digitalized, not everybody is digitalized.
I was waiting for that question.
Tell me about for the grandmother or even the young mother or young father who they don't have access to the internet or a device, but they want their children to be able to have this card.
Right. So we have 7 regions and we have 82 buses so far. 82 buses with 82 drivers have printed copies. We've gone the extent to print the registration form. You just take it to the mommy or the father, grandmother, write it up, bring it back, and you take it to the school.
Oh, wow.
And then we even extend it like to birth with friends. Because, you know, JT is about customer care. If you really need help, we have a hotline number, which is 570-1789, and we can walk you through filling out the online platform. So we're making it easy for everybody. So you do have an excuse coming February 1. And I know a lot of questions we get is where can they get the card?
Yes.
Once you fill out the form, you could just be in contact with your school, and you can get your card at your school.
Are you doing like, I don't know how to call it a roadshow, but are you going like to the schools and appearing at general devotion?
So we plan to.
For everyone is like,
yes.
Tomorrow.
Right. So the good thing about it is that it's a partnership between Met and the Ministry of Education, Met Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunication, and Ministry of Education. With the Ministry of Education, we have several regional directors, we have education officers across the island. So instead of JUTC physically going down there, we do have the support of Ministry of Education going into the schools or speaking to the teachers and speaking to the principals. And last week we had a 2-day meeting with the principals to walk them through where they could get the information. So all the kid really needs to do is just go to the school or call your school.
So how many parishes do we have these buses in? And for those parishes that don't yet have them?
All 14.
All 14 parishes have them?
All 14 have them.
Wow.
All of them. And we even have special needs buses as well.
Okay, tell me about that, please.
That's where, for example, you know, wheelchair need special assistance. We put those buses where we know that the special needs schools are. So we're catering for everybody.
Amazing.
Yes.
JUTC has changed so much over the years.
Yeah.
It's like a foreign style.
Foreign style. This feel very foreignish.
Yeah.
Listen, our MD, he's on a stride.
Yes.
He's on a stride. But I do want to say, guys, people associate their National Rural School Bus with JUTC. It's not just JUTC. We're just the operators. It's a collaboration with the Met and Ministry of Education.
But but the JUTC standards are being applied to it. You understand?
Yeah,
man. When you look here, if you did that foreign, you would try to get your Metro card.
Right, absolutely, gotta have your Metro card. That is
your JUTC smart card is a
two different cards. Two different cards.
But this one is a
National Rural School, but it's a white one. I have it up on our social media at JUTC LTD, and the regular JUTC card is the yellow one. So they're different.
So you know what? I like the idea, right, of maybe a family member overseas or, you know, even somebody wherever who may want to pay, like top up a child's card so that they can have it for like, you know, 3 months or a month or whatever and give that's their contribution to the parents.
Exactly, because sometimes a godfather or godmother, what can I do?
Why give him a campaign idea?
The godmother and the godfather,
send me an invoice.
I just want to know what can I do to help?
Because sometimes
I can deal with transportation. So I am dealing with transportation costs, and I have a surety to know that my contribution is going to transportation.
Yes. I can bet you after my MD see this interview, I'm going to get a WhatsApp. I like that idea.
We're here and ready to serve, sir. Good morning. A resplendent morning to you. How are you doing?
Morning, CP.
I like that idea. Go ahead.
I do really like it, Chantal. It's absolutely amazing. And in terms of schedule, because I know, for example, students have to be at school at a certain time. Will parents have a schedule to know, okay, the bus is coming at 7:45, another one is coming at 8 o'clock, another one is coming at 6:45? Do you have that?
One thing, our schedules are set. They've been set since last year, September. You could visit, again, the JUTC website at jutc.gov.jm, or you could visit our Instagram, JUTC LTD, and we have a little highlight that says Rural School Bus, and all the schedules for the 7 regions are there. Also, if you don't know, you don't want to look, you can call our WhatsApp or hotline number at 876-570-1789. And also to touch base on what Dennis was saying about digital and technology, we're launching a chatbot soon that all you have to type in what time does the Region 7 bus leaves, and it gives you all the time.
Yes.
So yes, it's coming soon. It's my baby.
Okay.
So we're doing that to make sure that everybody have all the information. And for the rural school bus, we're on time 99.9%, barring car accidents.
Yes.
You know, the little things that we can't avoid.
Right.
And the one thing that I would love about this program is that, say the bus is en route and it's passing your gate, it's going to pick you up.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about if we're going into town, and it just picks you up on the way.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you, Chantal, what if come February 1, the students are not registered?
Well,
how are you going to be treating with that?
Well, because, you know, our minister will not allow us to turn back anyone. So we're not going to turn anyone back. We're just going to continue to urge and to press. But we are going to do the first, if you have, for example, the first set of kids have their card and the bus is full, then we have to, you know, cater to those kids. But we're just hoping that everybody oblige so that February 1 we don't have that issue. But one of our mandates is we don't turn anyone back.
Not.
Because we know that everybody will have access to the information so quickly.
Absolutely.
And we know kind of last minute. So
we come a long way. We come a long way from no schoolers. You're too young for that. Back in the days of no schoolers on the bus.
Boy, Dennis, you know.
I know they have their own bus.
I know they have their own bus.
No, but no adults.
No
except
adults.
the drivers. Where we will permit an adult is, for example, you have a special need, you can request and it goes through the proper vetting and approval. And then later down we do plan to have a chaperone, but the bus is for the kids.
Oh wow, so no rubbing up on or no passing
nothing.
God.
That's why we want the kids to take it. We want the kids to take it.
Parents.
No loud music, nice, calm.
That's right.
If you want to do your homework in the bus, you can do your homework in the bus on your way home.
This is no, Chantal, you know, as a mommy, I love these things. And just as a person, well-thinking Jamaican, because we know the treachery that so many of our students have had to face over the years. As Dennis said, some back in the day, no school as allowed because obviously, you don't carry as much money or they can't get enough money from you as the adults. And so children would be languishing at bus stops for hours because nobody wanted to carry them.
And the buses are full. I was in Mandeville yesterday, and by the time I got there to take some pictures, the bus was loaded and persons were outside waiting. So they really love it. At first, when we launched, they were kind of, you know, but then they got used to it. And it's just them and the driver on the bus.
So tell me again, and my viewers, how can they register? What do they need to do?
Just go to jutc.gov.jm, and there's an online form that you fill out, and it prompts your school, and the school will reach out to your principal, whoever, to communicate with you when to collect your student transportation card or when it's ready, and they take over the administrative part of it. So it's really easy.
Nice. Nice.
Love it. I love this for us.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
We deserve, this is the service that we deserve.
Sorry, is that a QR code that persons can scan to get to the site?
Okay. So I do have that QR code because I've been handing out flyers and I've sent it to the 7 regions. If you really do not want to type in the URL, you can just scan that QR code and it takes you directly.
Chantal has thought about everything.
I have.
Screenshot it right this. Hey, do your work.
And people in foreign, please just, or on YouTube who watching, scan it please. And send it to your family in Jamaica. Please, because some of them get up early for watch Sunrise.
Yes. And the campaign is coming with me and Kitty on.
Hey, ting-a-ling-a-ling,
school bell ring,
JUTC, I'm bringing the change
No. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring, JUTC, them have the new thing.
Hey,
Send me an invoice. Send me an invoice.
No, listen, Dennis,
we must get that jingle.
Dennis, we're going to get a jingle. No, we must get that jingle.
We must get that jingle.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Guess what?
Yeah.
Getting students to school safely and knowing when they get there, a big deal. That's a big flex.
Absolutely.
It's a JUTC
Love
flex.
it.
Very big thanks to Chantal Thompson, of course, JUTC's Corporate Communications Manager, for joining us this morning. After the break, we're going to be talking healthcare and the solutions in place to tackle overcrowding. Sunrise, we'll be right back.
Nice.
The National Rural School Bus Program is getting smarter. With your child's student ID card, parents receive real-time notifications every time they board or exit the bus. Each card is unique and securely linked to the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information database. Tap on, tap off, and parents stay updated instantly. So, how do you register? Number 1, visit jamaica-district.mysmartterm.com/bus-portal/registration. Number 2, enter your child's details. Number 3, upload supporting documents. Number 4, submit your application. It's that easy. Safer, smarter, more secure. Register today and ride with peace of mind.
Employers, your hard contribution builds a stronger workforce and strengthens the economy. It's not just contribution, it's transformation. The time by heart is
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
Set, go. Question: what matters the most to perform your best on a Sigma race day?
Speed.
No, what really matters is what's in here, your heart.
Sagicor Sigma Run. Register now at sagicorsigmarun.com.
Tired of your vision playing hide and seek? Optical Solutions International will help you see eye to eye with clarity again. Enjoy your free eye examination, plus a wide range of eyewear options. Take advantage of our fast professional services and affordable prices. Call 876-649-0203 and find us across Jamaica. Optical Solutions International Limited, fashion for your face.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. A felicitous morning to you if you're just tuning in. Thank you so very much for being here and welcome back to Sunrise. Now, overcrowded hospitals can be worrying, especially when you or someone you love needs care. With flu season in full swing on whatever else is going on out there, and the recent weather impacts, it's still being felt. Now, many people have questions, and joining us this morning to provide context and reassurance is the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. the Honorable Christopher Tufton, as we look to what's behind the current pressure on hospitals and what's being done about it and how Jamaicans can be served better by our healthcare system. Dr. Tufton, good morning, sir.
Morning,
welcome to Sunrise. How are you?
Thank you for having
Lovely.
both of you.
I see the fitness is going up in the morning here.
Working on it.
Working on it.
Good way to start.
Good way to start. Jamaica and Jamaica moves. Now, the healthcare system, Dr. Tufton, is one that a lot of people have had issues with since time immemorial. And it is time now, I think, that we conquer some of these perennial problems that have plagued our healthcare system over the years. Overcrowding is one that is a hot topic right now and of major concern, and for good reason. As the minister with responsibility for that, How is the ministry tackling this to ensure that it is corrected in the shortest possible time?
So thank you again. So the challenge is that context is important, and health is a moving target in terms of demands versus supply. The government has made a lot of progress in over the years in terms of adding bed capacity, improving health centers, improving hospitals. But the sick profile of the population is a real challenge. And then when you have outlier events, as you had with Melissa, or COVID for that matter, then it clearly creates a significant stress on the system. So here we have it, where 500,000 people or so have been impacted, the 5 parishes primarily, with the hurricane. All the hospitals were damaged in the region, most of the health centers. We're now actively building back, and persons are not going as much as they should to their health centers. So they're clinics. Bypassing the clinics, going to the A&E if they have an issue. Coming on the heels of the hurricane and Christmas, many people are not taking their medication, so you have their hypertension, diabetes out of control. So you have a crowding out in our A&E. So what you saw in Montego Bay at Cornwall with some nurses
and the doctors protesting,
they had over 100 persons in the A&E, but we had over 200 beds out of service because of the hurricane. So while they are trying their best, the contractors are on the site trying to build back. So we're seeing more beds come back on stream, and that means that there will be a easing of the pressure in the A&Es, while we appeal to Jamaicans, particularly in those 5 parishes, to go back to their health centers, because that's where it starts. That's where the doctors, work with them to stabilize their condition.
But what are some of the reasons, Dr. Tufton, that the people are bypassing the clinics? Well, because if the clinics are there, the type 5s and stuff like that, and they're not going to the clinics, why is that?
So we have about 1.6 million visits to our health centers each year. But in the case of those 5 parishes of Melissa, persons are distracted. That's my view. They're trying to fix back up their house. They're traumatized. They're just not sticking to the regime, where if they used to go to the health center every 6 weeks or every month, that's when they get their prescription. They go and get their free drugs from NHF for their hypertension. They bypass that or avoid that for one reason or the other. And what that is leading to, if you don't stabilize, is emergency cases. So when the hypertension gets too high or the sugar becomes a big problem, or diabetes, then they end up in A&E. So when I visit the A&E, I see a lot of senior citizens, and it's normally uncontrolled or out of control NCD issues. Now, we have community health aides on the ground, we have the public health nurse and others, and they have been mandated to go out there and start visiting those homes where those patients that would normally come are not coming, to try and change that, while we're trying to build back the hospitals in order to get the numbers in. And that is actively happening. And I think it will ease substantially by the latter part of February. And that's what we're hoping for.
In the past, in the pre-Melissa time, when we didn't have just the lack of infrastructure, there were persons who had challenges with the quality or the range of services, and a lot of investment was made into increasing and improving what services were available in terms of primary health care, community-based health care, and that kind of a thing. Are we going to see by the end of February a provision of more and higher quality services there to take the pressure off of the...
So the truth is that health has really not gotten any substantial investment up until when the administration took office. We have spent more money on capital projects, building out hospitals. If you go to Spanish Town now, you see the cranes up. Cornwall, I know, is controversial, but it's a new hospital we're constructing, Western Child, Maypen, Senan, and there are others to come. We're now doing a study on the 3 coastline hospitals coming out of the hurricane, with the potential of building those either new or substantially improved. So it's taking time, but the truth is, if you look at the data from where we're coming from and where we are, a lot has been done. I mean, take the medication regime, for example. Last year we wrote 3 million prescriptions. In 2016 we wrote less than 1 million. We have more doctors and more nurses in the system, to the extent that we can find them, because the specialist doctors are scarce. But we have to reconcile people's lifestyle, what they eat, their environment, their exercise regime, and the demands on the system. And what we're seeing are early onset of illnesses and also premature mortality. And it's largely linked to, you know, the energy drink and the alcohol, the lack of...
And having that first thing in the morning for some people.
Let me tell you, it is now a subculture which is extremely unhealthy, but people believe in it. And so there are other things that have to accompany healthcare provisions, like elimination of trans fats, which is a major cause of cardiovascular disease, tobacco legislation that we're coming with, you know, even alcohol policy to restrict and certainly to caution persons about the downsides to overconsumption. And those are things that we have to take on. They don't seem like health issues immediately.
Yeah, but those are long-term solutions, though, which we won't necessarily see the benefit of in the short run.
But they're all inextricably linked, and so we have to be very mindful of it. But Dr. Tufton, you mentioned about the quality in terms of the number of nurses and doctors. There is also a chronic problem there because, you know, there's a shortage of nurses, a shortage of doctors. People are leaving because for different reasons that they have proffered over the years. I know that, you know, the lifestyle problems are there, and we try as best we can to encourage people to do the right thing or to at least do things differently. But at the end of the day, people are people and they're adults, and, you know, like it or not, they're free to live how they want to live. So even accept that it has an effect on the system, but as the government, there has to be things put in place that just in case you just live on and live reckless, when you come to the hospital, you still must be treated humanely, you still must get the requisite health care, and it must be of a certain quality. What is being done in terms of to retain our nurses, to retain our doctors, and also realizing that, okay, there are certain specialties and certain specialists that we need. So maybe certain nurses need to be trained in a certain area, or doctors need to be trained in a certain area, so that we have these specialists to care for our people, because we realize that there is a need.
The most mobile factor of production right now is probably labor. People can move. They move within the Caribbean, they move to other countries. Some may feel it's not so attractive now to go to North America because of some of the immigration issues. But the truth is, it's a one-way traffic in terms of healthcare workers and certain types of healthcare workers, nurses and nursing specialists in particular. So what we have had to do is to, one, look at the factors that drive mobility. Part of it is working conditions, which is why we're building out and trying to improve working conditions. Part of it is compensation, which is why compensation review has seen substantial increases in salary packages for our healthcare workers, nurses included. Part of it is to train more, but there are restrictions, clinical rotation space and faculty, but we're improving on that. And the other part of it, whether we want to accept it or not, it's a reality, is to try to have inward migration, which means encourage others to come, our own people to come, which is why we signed an agreement with Ghana recently, because they have an excess of nurses, which is why I went to India and to the Philippines last year to forge arrangements, not just to recruit where we have gaps, but to collaborate around training, to use their faculty and so on. So
it's remember the Cuban nurses used to come.
They are here. Cubans are here. So it's a comprehensive package. It's not as simple as some people may equate it in terms of just go and train more, because there are limitations to training. Now, back to the lifestyle issue. We can't force people to make healthy choices except where legislation can be imposed to restrict certain things like trans fats. But we can nudge people towards health-seeking behavior. That's what Jamaica Moves about. That's what Know Your Numbers is about. But there are some fundamental game-changing plans that I believe in. School nutrition policy. I do believe.
It was controversial when you removed sugary drinks.
Sugary drink in schools. I believe that if we tackle the challenge from the early stages, if we train a child to drink water every day, they won't want a sugary drink when they are of the age to make a choice.
Or even if they drink a sugary drink, because drinking a sugary drink is not necessarily the problem, it's how much of it you drink.
Exactly.
So
The balance.
the balance, you understand?
Especially in the absence of water.
The balance is key. So we have work to do. It's an all-of-society approach. My own view of health is that it's about community. And one of the things that we want to do now that we're building some of the infrastructure, we're going to have to find a way to embed the the principles of health and wellness at the community level, which is why the health center is so important.
True.
And the community health aides and others. It's a process, as you say, but we're working on it.
Definitely. We're going to take a brief break. We're talking to the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton. This is Sunrise.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
If you're a woman in business, it's time to go bigger.
Your ambition is calling, and Horizon for Women in Business is answering.
Horizon, a new loan product from Access Financial Services designed for women entrepreneurs to unlock the capital you need to grow and take your business beyond limits. With quick approval, flexible repayment, and low interest rates, your success is on the horizon.
Call us now. The funds are waiting.
Your success is on the horizon.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is 7:45.
The road to recovery after a disaster is never an easy one. The National Housing Trust stands ready to support you with hurricane relief initiatives to help you recover stronger. With our peril insurance, payment relief moratorium, hurricane grants, and low interest rate hurricane relief loans, we'll help you restore your home and rebuild your community. Visit our website or your nearest NHD branch for further details. Conditions apply. NHD, the key to your home.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken, mega deal.
The KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous pork combo for just $640. KFC.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
We're back here on Sunrise and we're having a conversation with the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton. We are talking about matters relating to the health sector. Of course, we've been looking at issues of overcrowding at our facilities, why and what is likely and when is likely to be the solution. But one of the things that I think we can't get around, I have to ask, I mean, if persons are noticing that I sound a little bit nasal, they'll remember I was out for several days. There's something in the air.
Yes.
And then every minute you talk to somebody and they're like, me get it. It licked me too. And it's reminiscent of COVID. Some of the symptoms are reminiscent. And the persons are one, I feel like when I had COVID, many people are saying. Is there any, from a public health, from a macro management, I always say when you look at it from a macro perspective, you see the behaviors differently than us at the granular level. What are you seeing in relation to this?
Right, so we do monitor, we have Centennial sites, or epidemiology unit captures the data based on who comes in. Truth is, most people who have the flu don't go to the doctor, they just go and buy over-the-counter stuff and they stay home, drink coconut water and they recover. But where it gets really bad, you really need to go to the doctor, especially children or older persons. The numbers are suggesting relatively average that are turning up in hospitals. There's a very bad flu in the US now. I don't know. And we have been encouraging persons to get the flu shot. I'm not sure how many have, and that may play a role. But yes, it is part of the contributing factor, upper respiratory issues related to the season. And we have this every year, so we kind of plan for it. I think the bigger challenge has been the Melissa. And what people need to appreciate is that even though a Mandeville hospital, for example, was not impacted by Melissa, because St. Elizabeth was impacted, and their bed count is a third of what it is normally. People go from St. Elizabeth to Mandeville. People go from Trelawney to Mandeville. So all of a sudden, Mandeville starts bulging because people are going out
migrating,
of parish. So it's a very network process, and the NCDs are the dominant one. But the other one I should mention, and you are in that line of business or work, is the motor vehicle accidents. It is a real problem. And some of the hospitals that are particularly prone, Trelawney, for example,
Hanover,
Westmoreland,
St. Cornwall Regional,
St. Elizabeth, and the bikers. And listen, when a biker turns up in an accident without a helmet, he blocks a bed for probably a month. He blocks the operating theater for hours. He blocks the doctor's time for multiple hours because normally he has broken bones, head injury, and all of that requires almost every functionality within the system. It requires lab work and everything. So it really is a challenge and it's something we really need to work on.
Another thing that on the positive side, and I'd love you to comment if you can, in terms of the significant reduction in major crimes. And we've seen where that, when you have murders and shootings dropping 50% in a place like St. James, that has a positive effect on it. And I mean, what is the healthcare sector?
It's been very positive. Trauma cases take up a fair bit of time in our A&Es. And whether it's motor vehicle accidents or domestic disputes or otherwise, places like St. James, there was a time when violence and violent crime was a big contributor. KPH, as you know, is the premier trauma center in the Caribbean. And they say if you have a trauma injury and you're close enough, head for KPH, because the doctors know it a lot. That there's improvements there. St. Catherine, I've been seeing significant improvements. So yeah, it is a major contributor, and it's something that the health system recognizes and appreciates a lot.
You mentioned, Though, Minister, the flu shot. A lot of people hear about the flu shot and they think about America or they think about Europe. A lot of Jamaicans probably didn't even know that there's a flu shot here and we don't really have a culture. Talk to me about where is it accessible and for how much and how it really goes, because I can see somebody rolling their eyes right now like, Lord Mosquito, what is it a vaccine? Is that not a vaccine this? I want this again. No.
Kind of another vaccine, but
and is it for children and adults?
So the doctors would advise you can contact your parish health, depending on the parish you're in, and they will direct you appropriately. It's free in the public system. Some private players offer it, so you could talk to your private practitioner. But what people need to recognize is that we are so mobile and so interconnected. If the flu is bad in Miami or New York, chances are through a JetBlue plane flight or otherwise.
Because remember, Florida is Kingston 21 and New York is Kingston 22.
Exactly. And I say, I'm not tarnishing JetBlue's name, they're a good carrier, but on a plane, on any flight, with 3 people in there with the flu, and they start to cough.
You know how it goes.
Plane. So people need to understand that you have to protect yourself because you're vulnerable, you're exposed. And that exposure extends well beyond your borders. So we make the advisory every year. We offer the opportunity for the flu shot. The take-up is not all that great, to be honest with you, because people don't take it seriously.
Is it mainly nurses and doctors, other frontline workers?
Initially, we encourage frontline workers. Anything that is contagious, because frontline workers have to deal with those things.
Exposure,
we try to secure them first. But there are other vulnerable groups that we encourage. Older population, with their people with compromised immune systems, people who are, cancer recovering or treatment, that sort of thing.
And it's totally safe.
It's safe, it's safe. I mean, there are some minor reactions. You get some light flu symptoms, but you overcome that very, very quickly.
Is it something that you have to take every year, or once you get it, you're fine?
It's encouraged for every year, and it varies. So what the scientists do, they assess the variant of the flu strain, and they build.
So the 2026 flu shot is different from
2024.
Could be different.
Could be different.
Okay.
Because let me tell you, Dr. Tufton, whatever is in these streets right now, it big like the whole of Jamaica and the world. Because back in the day, you take 2 Comtrex and you drink a little black coffee and you cover up 2 times and boop, it's out. Now you're wheezing, you feel asthmatic. You're like, what is happening? And if it's like you don't get antibiotics sometimes or go to the doctor, you're suffering.
The environment evolves, it changes.
Mutates.
And your own body to resist, which is why we say to people, manage your nutrition, do a little exercise, get your rest.
Yes.
I mean, lack of rest is a major vulnerability for the immune system, strengthening.
And take your birth control pills, ladies.
Yeah, if that is your wish.
If I encourage people to avoid children.
Responsible parenting. I'm glad you're in this seat right now because I been want to talk to you. But that's something where you've been saying. Have a baby. Yes, Dr. Tufton. We want to have babies, but they cost a lot.
You'll be surprised how many WhatsApps I've gotten about people say, yes, it's true, but how am I going to afford it?
Exactly. So let me ask you now.
But you're getting this conversation. The important thing is you're getting the
conversation is on. I mean,
and I love that it's on. But what I would like to add is another layer, right? And as a mom myself, to incentivize it. So for example, we say 3 months paid maternity leave. I'm saying let us extend it to 3 months fully paid maternity leave, and then an additional 3 months would give half, right? So you have 6 months to stay with your baby. I'm saying, Dr. Tufton, you say, you know, I must have a baby. Not a problem. For every baby, you give me a half-acre land. You know what I'm saying? So I can build something. I'm just saying.
Population, right? Actually go to country.
I'm living there, right? So, because, no, Dr. Tufton, for me, seriously, I'm not just about having babies. I'm about family, right?
Yeah, of course.
We often say Jamaica is a matriarchal society, and I disagree. We're a matrifocal society because a lot of the burden of work and motherhood or parenthood is placed on women. God bless the great men that are out there doing what they're supposed to do, and we love them and appreciate them. But the truth is that is not the reality for a lot of people.
Right.
So a lot of women are not are choosing to either delay motherhood or totally don't want it because to Dr. Tufton, a lot of them are coming from suffering and struggle, and they don't want to revisit that. You know what I mean?
So there are many reasons for, and we've started to look at it because it's a serious issue, separate and apart from the amusement around the discussion. The truth of the matter is that we have a society where the population is now on the verge of decline. And we could, in 20 years, see a population far less than we have now. The implications of that socioeconomically, in terms of workforce, in terms of community, are significant, very, very significant. And it's something that we as a government, we have to tackle, and we've been talking about it, Planning Institute and so on. Now, from an incentivization of having children is concerned, we have started that. Paternity leave is an incentive. And you spoke about the maternity leave, which clearly is something that's necessary. Now, how we mix and match that to support
I have some ideas.
Schooling and so on is something that I think we will have to take on as a government. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it in the years to come.
They care.
And, you know, yes, you can find ways to where you have single parent. In health, for example, we have nurseries within our hospitals. Where the employees can actually take their children after school or before they start school. Spanish Town has, a number of the hospitals have. That's a form of incentivization. So you can work and feel comfortable that your child is safe. So I think we have to engage all of society discussion around it. You know, we're for responsible parenting. I pay tribute to those single parents. My mother was a single parent for all her kids, and she did very well. I mean, we didn't do too badly. And indeed, probably half of our children today are living by single parent homes. And there are fathers who are also single parents. So the challenge now culturally is, yes, family is important. What does that institution of family represent? My view is that it's how you promote love, care, and guidance for your child, whether you're single or you have both parents in, because you do have some family settings where the child feels abused, even though you have
female, true.
and you have to provide some counseling for that environment.
Yeah.
So it's very nuanced, and and this is my personal view, is to advance a principle of growing up a child in an environment where love, care, guidance, and that's in all spheres, including nutrition and healthcare.
And finances. Yes, because they cost a lot.
And that's what we need to do, that sense of community. And health has a big role to play in that. Security has a big role to play in that also.
Yes.
So we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
And
I try my best.
You're a great ambassador. Having had one and is now on your way to two.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Father God, Jesus! Oh my God, Dennis, I can't even talk.
Many thanks.
Oh my God!
Many thanks.
She never gave any message. Just to be clear.
Thank you very much, Minister of Health and Wellness,
Speculation.
Dr. Christopher Tufton, for that discussion on a wide range of matters relating to the healthcare sector. My God, that's we're gonna have to wrap the conversation and wrap the program for today.
Ladies and